5 bands. One argument that has never actually ended. Every generation thinks they've settled it. Every generation is wrong. Because the moment you say the greatest rock band of all time, you've just opened a fight that spans 6 decades, 3 continents, and about 400 million record sales. I've done the research, I've pulled the numbers, and I'm about to rank the 5 bands who didn't just make great music. They changed what music could be. Fair warning, number 2 is going to start a war in the comments. Some of you are going to say, I got it completely wrong. Others are going to say, it's about time someone finally said it. Let's settle this. Number 5, AC/DC. No frills, no concept albums, no orchestras, just riffs built like steel beams and a rhythm section that hits like a freight train. Here's the number that should stop you cold. Back in Black, released in 1980, has sold an estimated 50 million copies worldwide. That makes it one of the best-selling albums in the history of recorded music, in the same conversation as Michael Jackson's Thriller. A hard rock record, made by 5 guys from Australia standing shoulder to shoulder with the biggest pop album ever made. And they made it weeks after their original singer, Bon Scott, died. Brian Johnson stepped in, and the band turned grief into one of the loudest, most defiant records ever pressed to vinyl. AC/DC never chased trends. They built one sound and perfected it for 50 years. That's not a limitation, that's mastery. Mama! Number 4, Queen. Here's where the comments section splits in half. Some of you don't think Queen belongs on a greatest rock band list at all. Too theatrical, too much opera, too much glam, not enough leather and distortion. I'd ask you to look at one afternoon in July 1985. Live Aid, Wembley Stadium, 20 minutes on stage. Freddie Mercury commanding a crowd of 72,000 people with nothing but his voice and a piano, turning a charity concert into what is now widely regarded as the greatest live performance in rock history. Queen didn't just write songs, they wrote structures. Bohemian Rhapsody has no chorus, no verse-chorus-verse formula, 6 minutes of opera, ballad, and hard rock stitched into one single that EMI executives said would never get played on the radio. It became one of the best-selling singles of all time. Brian May built solos like architecture. Freddie Mercury built a voice with a 4-octave range that vocal coaches still study today. Queen proved rock didn't have to choose between ambition and power, it could have both. If you're the kind of person who actually cares about why these bands mattered, not just the hits, but the history behind them, hit subscribe right now. This channel is built for people who want the real story, not just the highlight reel. There's more coming, and you don't want to miss it. Number 3, Pink Floyd. Some bands write songs. Pink Floyd built entire empires. The Dark Side of the Moon, released in 1973, spent a staggering 741 weeks on the Billboard 200 chart. Over 14 years on and off of continuous chart presence. No other rock album has ever come close to that kind of staying power. This wasn't a band chasing singles. Roger Waters, David Gilmour, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright were chasing ideas. Madness, mortality, greed, the passage of time, and wrapping them in soundscapes that felt less like songs and more like films for your ears. The Wall became a rock opera, a movie. A wall literally built brick by brick on stage during live shows. Pink Floyd treated the album as a canvas, not a collection of tracks, at a time when almost nobody else in rock was thinking that big. Even their silence was calculated. Long instrumental passages, slow builds, a single guitar note held just long enough to ache. Pink Floyd understood that tension could hit harder than volume ever could. They proved rock music could be intellectual and enormous at the same time. That an album didn't need a hit single to become a landmark. It just needed a vision big enough to fill the space. No band before them had asked listeners to sit with an idea for an entire side of vinyl and call it a song. Number 2, Led Zeppelin. 4 musicians. 0 singles released in the UK during their entire career as a band. And still, one of the most influential rock acts to ever plug in an amplifier. Jimmy Page's riffs, John Bonham's drumming. Still studied and sampled by producers 50 years later. Robert Plant's voice, a wail that redefined what a rock frontman could sound like. John Paul Jones quietly holding the whole structure together with bass lines and arrangements most bands couldn't dream of. Led Zeppelin 4 has sold over 23 million copies in the United States alone. It contains Stairway to Heaven, a song so ever-present on rock radio that some stations reportedly banned it from being requested just to stop it from playing on a loop. Led Zeppelin didn't need singles because their albums were the event. People didn't wait for the next song. They waited for the next record, side 1, track 1, straight through to the end. They took the blues, cranked the volume past anything that had come before, and built the blueprint for heavy rock and metal in the process. Every band with a Marshall stack and a drummer who hits too hard owes them a debt. If bands like this are the reason you're watching, not just the hits but the story behind them, hit subscribe now. There's more of this coming. And number 1, the Beatles. You knew it was coming. Here's why it's not even close. On February 9th, 1964, the Beatles appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show. An estimated 73 million Americans watched. At the time, one of the largest television audiences in U.S. history. A single performance on a single night changed the direction of American music almost overnight. The numbers that follow are almost absurd. Estimates place the Beatles' total record sales somewhere north of 600 million worldwide, making them the best-selling music act in history. They hold the record for the most number 1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 of any group. They released 13 studio albums in 8 years, and somehow almost every single one of them reshaped what an album was allowed to be. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is widely credited as one of the first true concept albums, a record that treated the LP as a complete artistic statement instead of a batch of singles with filler. Abbey Road, Revolver, The White Album. 4 musicians from Liverpool, and in less than a decade, they moved from writing simple love songs to redefining the outer limits of studio recording. Here's the part people forget. The Beatles didn't just dominate rock music, they dominated everything. Pop, psychedelia, Baroque arrangements, Indian classical influences, tape loops, backwards recording. They absorbed every idea in the cultural bloodstream and turned it into a song built for the radio. Every band on this list owes them something. Led Zeppelin's ambition, Pink Floyd's willingness to treat the album as art, Queen's theatrical confidence that rock could be anything it wanted to be, AC/DC's understanding that a great song could be simple and still be seismic. The Beatles didn't invent rock and roll, but they proved it had no ceiling. And nobody has hit that ceiling since. The real debate. 5 bands. 5 different ways of proving the same thing. That a handful of musicians with instruments and something to say could change the world faster than any army, any government, any invention of the century they lived in. This list will make people angry. It should. That's what makes it worth talking about. So tell me, who's missing? The Rolling Stones? Nirvana? The Who? Drop your list in the comments, tell me exactly where I went wrong, and let's actually have the argument this deserves.